today we are going to run through some accessible design issues in experience builder sites from the perspective of the front end user and not the person building the site itself. And this is with all out of the box components that haven't been altered by a front end developer. So let's run through this. Now I'm going to just start navigating through here with the keyboard because it's something every designer, every developer should just get into the habit of navigating through a site with their keyboard. Now I'm in the main navigation, home. That's a pretty good focus design. Like I can see very clearly that I am focused on the home page, but I hit tab and suddenly you can hardly even see that there's a focus state around it. Why isn't it the same as the previous one? So if I hit enter, and then I go to focus on the submenu items, it's beautiful and big and obvious like the first one, but these first level navigation focus states are atrocious, and those are the default out of the box ones. When I hit tab, I expect to be focused on this button here. Am I? I am. Okay, let's zoom in on that little golden nugget of invisibility. Okay. Okay, we are actually focused on that quick create button, but there's no focus state at all. Out of the box, no focus state. You would never know you're on it. This is another thing that I really don't understand, Salesforce, about your default design system. Why are your links never underlined by default? Why is it only underlined on hover? Right? Color cannot be the only indicator of meaning. That is a rule. That is one of the big rules. However, Salesforce flouts that rule literally everywhere because any text links out of the box in Salesforce are not underlined by default. They're just blue. And well, that's great for people who can see. They aren't necessarily going to see the color difference between the text and the text around it. Links by default should have underlines under them, and if anybody wants to style them differently, that's what the front-end developers are for, okay? Default underline, accepted design pattern, and a key accessible design rule. My number one pet peeve about default Salesforce design is the font size. I'm going to inspect that. Is this going to show up? Okay, this is going to show up. This is a default paragraph text and default size. It should be 16 pixels. Why on God's green earth is the default font size for all paragraph text across Salesforce? Why is it 13 pixels? That's tiny. Now I have to go through and just change that. That should not be a default. 13 pixels should never be the default paragraph size. If you want to see some other accessibility issues within the builder, check this out.